day and good afternoon or good morning depending on whereabouts in the world you are watching. I've jumped on here today on this lovely Friday to give you my favourite tip to improve your arm undulations. Sorry I'm a little bit late, I had a few technical difficulties, had to restart the phone, but hopefully you can hear me okay now, and I would love to know if you are watching. Give me a little thumbs up as always, just let me know that you're there, and perhaps pop a little heart just to let me know that you can hear me. I've got a different microphone on today, so I just want to make sure that everything's working. Anyway, I can see a few of you guys are watching, so I'm going to start and show you what my number one tip is. Now, if you've trained with me before, then you will definitely know this one. If you're an experienced belly dancer, you probably know this one already. But as I've travelled around the country and internationally as well, this is something that I see really regularly on people, that it would be a really simple correction to help you improve the mobility of your arm undulations and give you a little bit more range of motion and give you a little bit more fluidity. Okay, so let me have a look at it here. This is my home studio, by the way, a really tiny little space, so trying to squeeze in here to show you what I'm going to talk about. So here we have our arms at shoulder height, and if you're a tribal style belly dancer like most of you guys I think are, then oh, thanks Michelle, then probably you're gonna have arm undulations quite high at shoulder height. But this also applies even if you are doing bigger arm undulations which come lower, or even down at your hips, or even up above the head. So what I want to say is, when you're doing your arm undulations, look to the side. Where is your elbow? Is it at the same height as your shoulder, I mean same level as your shoulder, or is it a little bit in front? I highly recommend that you bring the elbow in front of the shoulder and then have the arm in front like so. So you can see as I do my arm undulations that the elbow is in front of the shoulder and the hand is way in front of the body. I'm going to take it round to the front now, and you can see from the front, I haven't changed anything about the arms, that they still look like we're going out towards the side, but actually from my perspective I'm actually reaching out towards the corners. So what happens if I bring my arms back? So what I see most people doing, well, not most people, what I see a lot of people doing is having the elbows right back here, and possibly even sometimes behind shoulder height. Yeah, so if you have a look on me, to me this feels really strained. I want to adjust my angle so you can see my face, and feels super uncomfortable. And as soon as I bring my arms forward so that the elbows are in front of the line of the shoulders, it feels much more comfortable, and I feel like I've got a lot more longevity to keep the arm undulations going. Now, this doesn't always apply to everybody. If you are lucky and you have super flexible shoulders, then you may be able to get a beautiful arm undulation with your elbows behind the body or behind the shoulder line. Also, you might have a different aesthetic than myself, so this is also down to a matter of personal taste. But I really like this long line arm undulation emanating from your centre all the way out of the fingertips. And I feel that this little tweak really helps to give you that line. I feel if I start to bring my elbows back, you can see the change, and my shoulders are having to work a lot harder to get that rotation. They don't get the rotation anywhere near as smooth, and it seems a little bit clunky to me. So if you're in a place that you could do this, perhaps if you're in your office, then it might not be ideal, but just take your arms out to the side. Let's have like a second position, you'd say in Datura style, for example, where the elbows are lifted, or if you're doing ATS, this is just our standard kind of horizontal arm position. And have a look at the positioning of your elbows. Where are they? Are they pulled back? Are they in the same line as your shoulders? If they are, just bring them a little bit in front, and then you can start your arm undulations from here. So I would love to know what you think about this tip. I know some of you guys watching there already train with me quite a lot, so you probably already know this one. But perhaps if you don't train with me and you haven't heard this one before, please let me know your thoughts. Perhaps you might disagree with my aesthetic or my thoughts on this. I'd love to hear from you. Or perhaps this is a bit of a light bulb moment for you and you're like, oh wow, if I bring my arms in front just a little bit, have those elbows in front of the body, then I get a much nicer arm undulation. So I would love to hear from everyone. Please do drop a comment in the box and let me know what you think about this. Even if you're watching on catch up, I'd definitely like to hear from you. And of course, if you haven't heard about it already, I'm going to be doing a challenge which is starting on the 20th of May. So that's really soon, you guys. I know quite a few of you have registered for it already. I'm going to put up a link in the comments box in a moment, so if you haven't registered you can join me. We're going to be talking about arm undulations a lot. I'm going to be giving you loads more tips to help you improve your arm undulations, but at the same time we're going to be talking about our shoulders, we're going to be talking about shoulder mobility, we're going to be talking about our posture, because all of these things are interconnected, and at the end of the day we want to have beautiful arm undulations if we're belly dancers, but more importantly than that we want to have healthy strong shoulders and healthy strong posture to be able to live our everyday lives. So if you haven't popped a comment in, please do so now. Give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, and let me know you've been watching. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I will see you next time.